What are practical steps to experience true intimacy? Can you explain the makabel's role? Can a couple be satisfied with just sex and not intimacy? And what is the difference between sex and intimacy? All related questions. How do I know that I have reached the ultimate level of intimacy? Okay, the one-line answer, the difference between sex and intimacy is sex is something you do, something you want, something you like, something enjoyable. Intimacy means connecting with a human being, merging with a human being. Not so long ago, all relationships, even among non-Jews, all relationships was intimacy. There were two people, they were connecting to each other, they were interested in each other, they wanted to have each other, and that's how they lived their life. Sex was something that that was shown in movies that decent people didn't go to. It was in these stores that had the boarded up windows because it was illegal to let it show in public. It was pornography. Today, what was once pornography is now normal and accepted in the average home. But it's really shocking to think, 20 years ago, no decent human being would ever admit to doing the things that they do today, because that was pornography. So why did people pay to see these dirty movies? Because nobody would actually do it. So seeing somebody do it on screen was like, wow. Today, it's become the norm, the accepted average home practices pornography. So whatever you hear now, advice from the experts, it's advice on pornography. So that again, the difference is, intimacy means being obsessed with a person. Sex means being obsessed with something. And then the person that you have sex with becomes part of the thing. And the person becomes a thing, an object. And that's why, if you weigh a pound more than necessary, if you have an inch of fat more than necessary, or if you're not exactly this shape, or if you're not exactly this size, or you're not exactly this color, then you're not the right thing. That's basically the end of decency and of civilization. When people become things to each other, it's all over. That's how civilizations become extinct. So intimacy means the ability to connect to each other. And by the way, the internet, not the pornography, just the internet, is destructive as well. Because people would rather text each other than talk to each other. Because talking to each other is too personal. So the joke is, this guy calls his friend and his friend answers. He doesn't know what to do. He said, hang up, I'll leave you a message. We don't know how to talk to a person anymore. We talk to machines. That's basically the bottom line difference between sex and intimacy. And you feel it right away. You can tell immediately whether you are a human being that your husband is interested in, or are you a thing that your husband is using? Now the question about are tools acceptable, and is there a Hasidic way of doing it? The worst thing is when you become a tool. When you're not a human being anymore, you're just a tool. As exciting as that may be, and as excited as your husband may get, this is going in the wrong direction. If this keeps going, your relationship will not survive. Can't. Unless you both stop being human beings, which should not happen. So again, can you use a tool? If it feels like you are the tool, okay. But where do you go from there? You can't let it be that way. It can't become the norm. You want something better than that. So you want to go from sex to intimacy. And it doesn't always work, because intimacy is very delicate. It's very focused, and anything that causes you to lose your focus ruins it. You try again next time. But at least you have something that you're growing towards. You have something valuable that you're hoping for, that you're reaching for. And if from time to time you achieve real intimacy, your relationship will be miraculous. So now the details. How do I know I've reached the ultimate level of intimacy? There is no ultimate level of intimacy. That sounds like a tool. Get the best tool, you get the ultimate results. There's no ultimate results. If you are really, really enjoying him, that's it. Doesn't get better than that. You know, if you ask a hungry person who hasn't eaten in a while and you give him something to eat, and you ask him, how does it taste? He has no idea. He is so happy to have food. Does it taste a little spicy, a little salty? He couldn't care less. He's having real food. Only bored people who don't enjoy food anymore need a little more salt, a little more pepper, a little more. What's wrong with food? Food is boring. So just eat salt. That's what tools are. When you're getting pleasure from a tool, it means that intimacy is no longer interesting. The person you're with is boring, and you need like very spicy food to make it interesting. It's sad.